Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Good Evening from Korea. We get situated here so I don't make nobody dizzy. That'll be fine. Welcome back. Another episode of the phone ones. I'm just lazy. That's all it is. That's all it is. Honestly, that's what it was tonight. But let's get into it. I realized that I say "let's get into it" a lot, so I guess that can also be kind of a motto for the channel. I also realized that we hit 100th episode like forever ago, so I'm just gonna do a 150th episode celebration. That gives me plenty of time. So, actually, I'm not even gonna hit 150 episodes of Good Evening from Korea because I only got 35 days left. Heck yeah! So, all in all, it's gonna be something like. We're around 109 now, so we're gonna get close to 150, but not quite all the way there. So just barely missed it. But oh well, some things aren't meant to happen. The final episode, I'll have to do something cool, but I don't know. I only have really one thing in the works, and that is character design for a new icon for the channel. Just for the little like circle blip that's a pop art with a smiley face. I think I'm gonna redesign that to just like a me, like a drawing of me, like as a person, not a pop tart, because it is kind of hard to fit pop tarts into like scenes and things. Because I tried to make like end cards and things a while ago, and that just didn't play out. But anyway, in terms of the day, uh, woke up just fine. I think I woke up like 15 minutes before my alarm, so sweet. Uh, we did card PT, which kicked my butt. Oh, I forgot my computer was on crazy hardcore kill your mother mode, and it's very angsty as a result of that. It's been listening to, I don't know, what's an example of angst music? Green Day. My sister would know, and my sister listened to Green Day, so I'm gonna go with that one. That'll calm down. But for the whole day, I've had this awful sore throat. It's so bad. I don't think it's a result of the COVID booster. Hopefully, it's not. It's probably just a result of me constantly running my. Where's my arm? Of me constantly running my fan all the time because it's crazy hot in here always. And that might be kind of part of it. It also might be part of it because I accidentally fell asleep on top of my sheets. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. On top of the sheets. You can see how that's kind of just barely gotten into. That's because when I woke up like 10 minutes before my alarm, I got under my sheets. You can tell everything else is still made back there. I fell asleep on top of my sheets and not under them, so maybe I wasn't properly warmed or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm touching my face too much. We did card PT, which is you pull a deck of cards, and it's supposed to be like every number is a different exercise. But my sergeant did it so that every suit was a different exercise, and there were squats, not bad, running, meh, burpees, ow, and pull-ups, and you went with the number, maxing out at aces being 11, face cards being 10, and 10 being 10. I don't think that makes sense, but whatever. And doing like an ace of pull-ups and then an 8 of pull-ups, and then like a 5 of burpees, and then like a 6 of pull-ups. Not fun. Not fun. I didn't like that one. I had to lay down for a little bit afterwards, after everybody else had already left, and then continue doing my exercise so I could do everything I was supposed to do. But life goes on. I used up all my milk, unfortunately, and I didn't notice / I didn't keep the actual mental note of me actually using up my milk. So tomorrow I won't have any cereal, but today I did. I had plenty of cereal and it was good. Uh, excuse me. I had to take 2 people into the office early today, so life goes on. I actually had to take everybody to the office this morning because my sergeant was trading in the SUV that I really liked. I mentioned that. For a van, and this van is okay. The radio actually works in this one, and the seats are cloth, which are much nicer than the fake pleather seats in our van. But yeah, I had to drive everybody in for the morning. When I got to the office, I recorded a narration. I sent up a CBurn CDE report that was overdue by like a month. What else did I do in the morning? I think I did one other thing in the morning. Yes, I compiled a list of all of the missions. I keep like tilting this way. I think it's just because of how I'm holding my phone. There we go. I compiled a list of all the missions that I've been on, and I think I did like 20. And that's like the things that I did get done, including everything that like got turned around or changed, or I was like kind of on, but not actually credited or anything like that because I just kind of helped. I'm probably somewhere around the neighborhood of like 26 things or something like that. So I guess that's not terrible, but I mean, for an entire year, you'd think I'd do more. But that's something that I've brought up in previous videos is that I'm not used very much in the office. A lot of time on my phone. A lot of time on my phone. But that's okay. I had like a lot of fun doing the things that I did, and I've still got stuff ahead of me. So life goes on. That's what I did for the morning. What did I have for lunch? Oh, I made burritos for lunch. But then the guys at CCPT, who are over at our headquarters, were like, hey, can you pick us up? The bus didn't come. And now, when I had CCPT, I just went and ate at the gas station next door at my own cost. But, whatever. No, that was just me being whiny. I went and got them fast as I could, of course. I brought them back. I only had like 10 minutes to eat. And then I ran over and grabbed the van and brought everybody back for lunch. I'm a little frazzled still. I need to get good sleep, but we'll see how that goes. What did I do after lunch? It was a good amount of driving people around. Yeah, our sergeant major came to the office and I had to pick people up. So I went and picked people up, picked another people up who texted the people in my car that they needed to be picked up. So I drove around with 3 people to a place where all of the roads had been closed off for maintenance. And the only way to get to the building was through a no-enter one-way street. And so it took me like 20 minutes, 30 minutes of circling the place to be like, screw it. Just go through the no entry. And turns out that was completely correct thing to do. That's how everyone was getting to where they needed to be. So I broke the law. I finally got into the building. Turns out the building was closed the whole time. That's the reason I had to go to that place was because no one was answering the phones. So they were closed. They have been for a while. But I got contact information, and all of those also didn't work. So that was cool. I'm probably going to try more of those tomorrow. Sleepy. Whoa. I did 1 or 2 more things at the office. I can't quite remember what they were, but things were eventually done. It was a lot of hanging out. Oh, I finally talked to people about cracking backs. Because I mentioned how, you know how some people are like, I can crack your back for you. And then they do like the Heimlich maneuver thing. And they like twist your spine in half. That's not how you crack a back. It's 10 p.m. Gracious. You can probably hear that pretty loud. I didn't think it was 10 p.m. I thought it was like 8:30. That's not fun. That's kind of spicy. We'll see how that goes. Oh, this is at 8 minutes. Oh, no. Oh, no. I taught people how to correctly crack backs. That ended up in my sergeant trying to crack my back and doing it somewhat successfully, and that was kind of impressive for his first try. Then we all went home at like 4:30, and I came back. I realized I had left my charger at the office, and I was dressed like this, and I just decided to take my scooter to the office, but I had my car keys in my pocket just in case it was low battery. And it actually had plenty of battery. It got me to the office. It was actually a super nice drive there. I ended up bumping into not only my sergeant, who I figured was probably going to be there, but also one of my coworkers who was staying there late to work on extra stuff. And it was kind of nice to bump into them again. It was, I don't know, it's interesting to see people off work. Then I headed back, came back to my room. I had meatloaf. I made meatloaf in the little oven. It's one of those little 1-serving meals. And it was very good. I really, really like that little heated up meatloaf. It takes 40 minutes to make. Well, not to make. I won't credit myself with that. But it takes 40 minutes in the oven to heat up properly. So it's worth it, though. It's very, very good. On days where I have something to do in those 40 minutes, where I'm not super hungry, perfect meal. After that, just played Grand Theft Auto. I wish I was on computer so I could put up a blip of it, but I bought a new car as well today. Brought it to the same place. Turns out that place where I made that lifted truck, the Yosemite, which I called the Yosemite for like the longest time, That place where I can make that out of that, I told you was a lowrider before. I love cars that come out of that. Turns out, when I think about it, I have like one, two, three, four, five, at least six cars from that place. Probably more, uh, because I really really like the cars that come out of there. I love the look. I love the style. So I just on a whim, I was thinking about getting a Porsche. I wanted kind of the hybrid supercar, but I don't know. It just kind of seemed lame. I kind of wanted maybe a classic one, but I already had a classic one that was like an off-road Porsche, and I was digging through that same place, and I saw that they had a modification for the Porsche, and I was like, okay, what is it? Turns out it's a modification to make it look like one of the original Porsche 911s, which I love the look of, the individual lights and stuff. And so I was like, okay, I'll go take a look at this. Turns out it's got a massive wide body kit, massive. It's not a classic Porsche. It's a what do they call them? Roof, I think, or like it's like one of the Liberty Walk ones, kind of crossed with Roof. How Roof had like the yellow bird, and it was like a bespoke uh, car in itself. It was a modified classic Porsche, so super super cool. I love it. It's got so much grip. The whole time I was driving it, and I'll go into that and why I'm still wearing these. Uh, I kept trying to slide it, and it really wouldn't slide. It would just kind of allow me to angle it and then go. And reason I'm wearing these, very quick segue. Oh, excuse me. Gracious, I'm just having a heck of a night. I planned on driving that car for maybe 3 minutes. I put on my headphones so that I could have good audio quality while listening to a song to drive it to. That song's maybe 2 minutes, 48 seconds long. Just a guess. I ended up driving that car for an hour and a half because of how much I loved the driving dynamic. I didn't do anything in the game. I just drove the car around in like laps around buildings and stuff like that, and in parking lots and sliding around. And it's so controllable, and it's shockingly predictable for a rear-engined car. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh my goodness! And I drove the truck around before I modified the Porsche, and I still love that thing to bits. So good, so good. I love the look of it. It's shockingly good off road. So I've just been having a heck of a time in GTA. That was one of the first times in a while that I played GTA just by myself. But it's good because it allowed me to set up an entire heist for my boys, and they'll be able to hop on. And because I stayed on for a super long time listening to music and just driving, I bumped into a guy who we had on a heist before. It was just like a random. His name was Corey. And we were saying like, oh, Corey, oh, could you help us out here, Corey? And turns out, according to Corey, who I bumped in again, it is Corey, Cory, but he's British, so it sounds like Corey, and so that's why he's got a name like that. 11 out of 10 username. I love it. It's funny and it's intelligent and it's actually pretty usable and easy to say, Corey. And I sent him a friend request because he's only like level 7. I was like, I'll see if I can hop you in on another heist, man. I'll see if I can hook you up. He was like, preach. Yeah, he was super fun to hang out with. I followed a blimp that I'm pretty sure belonged to a modder, but I wasn't caring because blimps are cool. And then I logged off and started recording. So that's everything that happened today. It was a actually semi-busy day. A lot of it is just stuff I can't remember. And even more of it is stuff I wasn't expecting. Like how tomorrow I don't have PT in the morning. And to be honest, my first inclination was I'm going to do PT anyway. Then I realized it's 10 p.m. I'm sleeping in. All right, whatever time it is, wherever you are in this world, whether you may or may not be experiencing a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whatever it is, I just sincerely hope it's good. Please don't be angry at me for touching my face an immense amount. I don't know what to do with this hand since that one is holding the phone. Say hi, other hand. There we go. Yeah. About to touch my face again. I'm gonna end this thing. Thank you very much for watching all the way to the end. This has been Overlord Pop Tart. Expect that art to be made soonish. I have to make the rough draft first, so we'll see how it goes. Stay frosty. Frosted.